For 17 months, nearly a year and a half since arriving in TNA, no one pinned or forced Samoa Joe to submit. That was until last month at Genesis. The Olympic gold medalist did it. But when you heard Samoa Joe talk about that, he said, there is consolation in defeat. Think about it. Kurt Angle, Olympic gold medalist. Kurt Angle, a champion everywhere he's been. Kurt Angle, the fiercest competitor in professional wrestling. Joe asked for the rematch. He said, give me a rematch. Give the world a rematch. Kurt Angle, give yourself the satisfaction of a return bout. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for that rematch. That one and only rematch. It's time for Samoa Joe, Kurt Angle. Put the Roman numerals behind it. 2.
And you saw what Joe had to do the last few weeks to ensure this rematch. Kurt Angle told him, I want you to watch my back. Make sure that nothing happens to me. Kurt Angle looked into his heart. Kurt Angle looked into his past. And he remembered the time he won the Olympic gold medal. And that, I think, touched him. And he said to Joe, all right, you'll get that rematch. One rematch and one rematch only. And he got it here tonight in Turning Point.
One-of-a-kind entrance, draped in the United States flag. Here comes the Olympic gold medalist, and the resume, ladies and gentlemen, it's unparalleled. Two-time NCAA Division I heavyweight champion. He capped off that illustrious amateur wrestling career, winning the gold medal. 1996 Olympics in Atlanta, Georgia, despite competing with a broken neck. Did you hear me? A broken neck, and he still won the gold medal. Since then, 6-time world heavyweight champion. And bottom line, the best damn wrestler in the business. Incredible response here at the Impact Zone at Turning Point for TNA's newest and TNA's greatest acquisition. You ready for Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe? I know I am. I know everybody here in Orlando, Florida is ready. I know you are at home as well. We're going to send it to the ring. Here's JB with the introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, live from Universal Studios Orlando, is scheduled for one fall and is the rematch the world demanded to see. When the bell rings, the man in charge, TNA senior official, Mr. Rudy Charles. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing, standing in the corner to my left, he weighed in this morning at 235 pounds and comes to us from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He is professional wrestling's only Olympic gold medalist. This is Kurt Angle. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing, standing in the corner to my right. He weighed in this morning at 282 pounds and comes to us from the Isle of Samoa. He is the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe.
Those eyes will burn a hole right through you. You talk about intensity, you talk about a man on a mission. That's Samoa Joe.
Well, I think back to Thursday night on Impact when we had that incredible all-star war, and Samoa Joe thought that Kurt Angle was there to see to his back because he was there to watch his. And then when he got hit with that Olympic slam, I think that has just stuck with Samoa Joe. He's not forgotten it. And he's looking at a situation where he needs to win this for himself. You know, it's not about streaks anymore, Mike. We know that. It's about pride. And Joe needs this for himself, but when you're going up against maybe the greatest wrestler in the history of this business, it's almost an impossible task.
Boy, I couldn't agree more. You're right. Winning streaks, they're out the window. Pride, honor, respect. Quite possibly the two best wrestlers in professional wrestling today. It's been a treat to see them, Don. It was great at Genesis, and we saw Kurt Angle here in the early going. He rushed Joe into the corner. He takes him back out to the middle of the ring. He uses a back heel trip to take him down and then a top wrist lock to keep him neutralized. It's Kurt Angle in control here in the opening minute.
I got a chance to talk to Kurt Angle, and he told me that he's going to be using his wrestling style that won him the Olympic gold medal a lot. Because he said in this case it's something that Samoa Joe does not see very often, and nobody can use it against him. And he's going to do everything he can to bring back that style, that mat wrestling. And you can see him going right there for the single leg takedown. And he's going to do what he can to beat Joe in a way that Joe's never seen before.
And then turns him over with the half crab. And Samoa Joe quickly able to make his way to the ropes and get the break. Oh, man, and then did you see that on the break? Did you see the kick from Angle?
Oh, just a little love tap right there. Just a little alarm to let him know he's right here.
Samoa Joe, so incredibly quick, so incredibly agile for a man of his size and his body frame. Kurt Angle, you felt it last month at Genesis. You've got to look out for the chops, the knees, the kicks. Samoa Joe's a great striker. How's that? You talk about a great striker. A stiff short arm clothesline that will it would rock anybody in professional wrestling, and it just sent shivers up my spine, and I'm sure it just rocked the hell out of Angle. And look at these shots, punch after punch in the corner, and now putting the boot to the chest of Kurt Angle. Samoa Joe has been unleashed.
He's just going crazy right there. He saw an opportunity, and you know, you heard Angle talk about that he knows there's a chance he can get paralyzed in this ring. And you heard Joe talk about it. He said, yeah, I know he's had a broken neck, and I'll go right after it. And he did right there, slamming him on the back of his head. And then he just kept going. And look at Joe. He's just not stopping. He's going in the body shots, head shots, anything that he can to take that momentum right off of Angle from the start.
Couldn't agree more. You laid it out for everybody. Samoa Joe, he's physically taking it to Kurt Angle and working on the neck and head of Angle. He knows what he perceives as a weakness, and the 280-plus pounder just lifted and elevated Angle over the top rope. And wow, Angle just crashed on the floor.
I mean, look at that look in Joe's eyes. I mean, it's almost, it's not even a look of anger. It's a look of determination. It's a look of a mission that he's put himself in tonight. And you can see he's calculating everything that he does.
It's a look that tells me that he wants retribution here, that he wants to gain a little bit of payback. And as much as Angle was in control in the opening minutes, Samoa Joe is turning around, and look at Angle fight back with those shots, my God! Right and left, and then a European uppercut.
Oh, you can see the look in Angle's eyes as he tries to get his focus back, and he hit Joe with some wicked rights right there. Oh, Kurt Angle just goes right over the top, right on top of Joe and levels him.
Body at risk. You think Angle cares? Right over the top. Tells the cameraman to get out of his way and puts the boots to Samoa Joe.
Puts it right into the side of Samoa Joe's head. And then he goes over here. Oh, man. He caught him right into the corner. Right into the corner of that steel steps. And he hits him again right into the face. Look at this.
Slapping and shot after shot right into the face of Samoa Joe.
Well, I mean, he's a little payback there when Joe was just face punching him right after another, and now look at Angle returning the favor. I mean, you can just feel the intensity as this thing goes on
from both of these competitors. And what have we said, Don, since his arrival? There's no one that's more intense of a competitor in professional wrestling than Kurt Angle. At points during this matchup, we've seen that match by Samoa Joe. But now the complexion of the bout has turned in favor of the Olympic gold medalist. And Angle, you can see, he's prepared for this. He's waiting in the corner. He's allowing Samoa Joe to get back up to his feet, but just momentarily, because he slides through, connects with a kick, and Joe goes into the guardrail.
Didn't quite get it with the full force, but he got it with the full force with that knee. And then you saw the right, and look at Joe, fired himself up crowd screaming with every blow. I mean, Samoa Joe right now knows that when you get that momentum, you go right after it and you don't stop.
Physicality unparalleled in professional wrestling. Seeing these two men just go at each other. Everything on the line here in this one and only rematch. Another uppercut in the corner. Angle gonna try and shoot the 280-pounder across and does. As he charges in, Joe's prepared, he's ready. Got the elbow up, but wow, Kurt Angle just met Samoa Joe and knocked him down like a big oak tree.
I mean, he caught him right there in the neck, right there in the chin. And I mean, and what I like about this right now, he could be going for a pin. What he's doing, I think, is measuring up Joe. He wants to calculate it himself and then show Joe why he's considered the best. And look at that strength as he just suplexes him over.
Off the suplex, here's the pin attempt, and barely a 1 count before Samoa Joe rolls the shoulder, and again a 1 count from referee Rudy Charles. Angle gonna go back to the wrestling basics here, and I think that's a smart strategy on his part.
And you can see him squeezing on the ribs right now, and I think he senses something with Joe right there as he's just pulling on the ribs, pulling hard, and Joe trying to get loose of that grip, and he puts his hand in the middle. And look at this! He's rolled Joe over for him. Look, he's got his mat there, and you can see Rudy Charles checking it. It almost looks like we're watching an Olympic wrestling event right now.
Submission hold applied. You see that Samoa Joe has that move keyed. He's got the key lock on Kurt Angle, who rolls over now, uses his weight against Samoa Joe, and gets a near fall.
Actually, Samoa Joe's own arm was keeping Kurt Angle's shoulder from touching the mat right there. That was a wild situation, and again, you're watching mat wrestling right here, and it's two guys just trying to show each other who's the better man.
Samoa Joe, known for that ground and pound mixed martial arts style. He has such a wide variety of training methods. Traditional pro wrestling, that's a part of it as well, but also that MMA, that submission and ground game that he can bring that enables him, I think, to match Kurt Angle here, and it's exactly what we're seeing. Right hand after right hand, the right to the jaw, chop to the chest. Here comes Joe.
Oh, he missed his Kurt Angle. It looked like he was going to be taking him, and then he set him up, and that's that experience that he has. I mean, at the last second, he dropped down, and Joe thought he was going to take Angle over the top.
Did you see the way that Joe hit the ropes? And you see the mark on the arm, and I believe on the chest and neck of Samoa Joe. When he went into that steel cable, he had no idea it was coming. Like a whiplash gun when he went right in, as Angle was able to move out of the way and avoid the contact.
You can see there, these guys are like, heavyweight fighters as they talk to each other as they go. Joe now trying to get some steam.
Look out!
Oh, he just gets belly to belly right there by Kurt Angle, and man, Kurt Angle's got momentum rolling right now.
Oh, the overhead release suplex by Angle, just what the doctor ordered. Great crowd here at Turning Point, showing their support for both of these men as Angle goes for the pin. 2 count only before Joe rolls the shoulder. Kurt Angle almost went up 2-zip against Samoa Joe in one-on-one competition.
And you can see now applying the knee to the back, gonna pull back on the neck. I mean, Kurt Angle just putting on a clinic right now. Samoa Joe has had some flurry. Samoa Joe has shown us some brilliance, some glimpses of brilliance, but right now you can see it, it looks like he's just losing the air. So different than that facial expression that we've seen on Samoa Joe earlier.
That was more than a chin lock from Kurt Angle, at least in the opinion of referee, senior official Rudy Charles. He felt that Angle had it down right across the throat of Samoa Joe, that he was cutting off the air to Samoa Joe, and it looked that way when we had that great camera shot, that close-up in the ring.
You can see there Kurt Angle also grinding the chin into the shoulder right there of Samoa Joe, and that's just one of those things that you don't realize. You grind that chin in there hard, and it just causes intense pain. I mean, that's the veteranship right there. That's all the years of experience of Kurt Angle. And let me tell you something. In mat wrestling, that's the kind of thing that you do to grind out your opponent. And when you have periods like that, and he's bringing out all the stops.
Who better to know every trick of the trade than Kurt Angle? The series of elbow shots momentarily allows Joe to come back, but then Angle cuts him off, swinging a miss with the clothesline.
Oh! Look at the strength of Samoa Joe! And I don't know where he found that from. He didn't look like he had it, and he just shows you what kind of a competitor that he is.
Released him overhead. What a suplex, guys. Can we take another look at this? In the truck, we got a replay of this. There it is.
Oh, and you can see Kurt Angle had a bad landing. I think he landed bad on the knee, I think. I just, the intensity of the crowd, you can feel the electricity. They know they're watching something special.
Samoa Joe dug deep for that suplex. He's slow to get back to his feet. They meet in mid-ring. Joe connects, blocks the punch from Angle. Joe connects again and blocks. That's 3 straight times. He blocked him and hit him with a shot. To the ropes, decked him with the clothesline. Angle to his feet, dropped him a second time. But look how quickly Angle gets right back up. What a competitor. That time, chest first into the corner.
Joe's got him.
Choke applied.
Oh, what a headbutt right there by Angle.
And after the headbutt, there it is. He's got the German. He hit him with one German suplex. On the head again. He maintains his grip. He maintains the contact. 280 pounds overhead. Gonna go to the well for a third time.
You can see Kurt Angle right there. Joe looks like, oh man, he hits him. Samoa Joe, for every time he turns it around and gets the momentum, the Olympic gold medalist able to turn it back in his favor.
Angle challenges Joe to get back up to his feet and take more of a beating. Samoa Joe came so close to putting that rear naked choke on. I don't think he had it fully cinched in and applied before Angle butted him, and then Angle takes control. The 3 Germans, gonna go there, Olympic slam, but instead the choke applied. Ankle lock, ankle lock. This is what he beat him with. Can he beat him a second time? Is Joe gonna tap?
Again, Joe just didn't quite have the strength to turn it around, but then he does. Oh man, you know, Samoa Joe was just testing it. He waited to see if he could do the momentum, and then he breaks the knee right up to the chin of Kurt Angle and sets him up with the top rope. And could Joe be getting this momentum back?
Could it be the muscle buster that he's setting him up for?
What a kick! How does he do that for a man that size?
Angle never saw it coming. Is he gonna feel this muscle buster? Oh boy, there's no doubt.
Oh, look at this! He's got him! One!
Oh man!
Again, he's got the ankle lock.
Submission applied. Look at the positioning. Dead center, middle of the ring. The place is going nuts because they're anticipating Samoa Joe to tap out a second time. The tuck and roll worked once. Can it work a second time, or can Joe come up with something else?
Look at how Angle gets to his base. Angle got to his feet. He doesn't want that to happen to him again, and now.
You see, Joey said no. Joe said no.
And again, he tries it, and again, he's able to use his weight. And if he didn't have that weight advantage, I'm telling you, though, that's how smart Joe is. He knows that, and he uses it.
Olympic slam.
Oh, man, it just one right after another.
Here's one,
two. Oh, he gets up just in time. And Angle can't believe it.
I can't believe it.
Angle thought he had him pinned.
When Kurt Angle hits the Olympic slam, the 1, 2, 3 is what you've grown to expect, but Samoa Joe stays alive.
Listen to this crowd. They respect both. And now Kurt Angle takes the strap off right there. And now he knows that he goes right back at that foot, right back at the ankle lock, and he's just yanking on it right there.
Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you at this point? When it's been so successful for you in the past, when you beat Samoa Joe with it, tuck and roll this time is blocked by Angle.
Wait, look at this.
Shoulders down, oh man.
How's Samoa Joe able to get the reversal? And now look at him as he puts in the Coquina Clutch.
There it is. He's got the clutch. He's got the rear naked choke. Angle trying to fight through the pain.
He's holding him right there.
He's got his arm. He's going to tap.
Oh, is he going to do it?
Oh, God, what's he going to do?
Oh, look at him. He's fighting it. He's fighting it. Stay right there on the... There. Oh, man.
Now the ankle lock applied. Joe.
Kurt Angle turned it around.
Samoa Joe's in trouble. Angle's got it positioned perfectly. Now, this is what Angle is looking for.
You can see Joe realizes he was so close. He'll never get that chance again. It's Kurt Angle again. You see Joe again fighting him. And now he's got it again.
Coquina clutch. Rear naked choke. What's he going to do?
He's holding his hand up.
He's trying not to tap.
Do it?
He's trying not to tap.
No, he's holding with everything he's got. Kurt Angle. And now look at Kurt Angle's arm. And it looks like he's losing his air.
He's on the verge here of being unconscious. You see referee Rudy Charles checking to see if there's still some life in Angle.
Look at Kurt Angle now. He's got it. He's grabbed the ankle of Joe, and he fights back. Oh my gosh. How was he able to stop it? And now again, he's got the ankle.
Oh no, Joe in trouble again. And now Angle sits down with the ankle lock, scissors the leg to cap it off.
Pulling with everything that he's got. You can see the pain on Joe's face as he's fighting it. He's got to reach through the pain, and I don't think he can.
Samoa Joe, he's still several feet away from the ropes. He's got a long way to go. Can he use his weight advantage? Can he use his size and strength to get to the ropes? He's not doing it. He stopped him. Kurt Angle's got him. Joe digging down. Joe digging down so deep.
Rudy Charles, look at the determination as he gets a hold of the ropes. Oh my God, Samoa Joe.
But will Angle break it? Wow, on the verge of the 5 count from referee Charles there. It got all the way to 4 before Angle would relinquish control of the ankle lock.
Oh, look at him go right at the ankle. He goes and stomps on it. He knows there's no feeling in that ankle. He knows there's no blood in that ankle. And that's why he goes right after it.
Truer words have never been chanted. You're damn right this is awesome. This is TNA. Angle, big shots. Rock Joe, 3 right hands. Samoa Joe, precarious position. Up in the corner turnbuckles. What's Angle going to position him for here? You don't often see Angle go.
No, look at the strength as he's getting Joe up top here.
He's trying to belly him from the middle rope, but Joe won't have anything to do with it.
Oh, headbutt. 3 headbutts in a row by Samoa Joe, and that fights Kurt Angle off right there.
Right to the forehead and right across the bridge of the nose of Kurt Angle. Samoa Joe connects with those headbutts. But Joe up on top.
Oh, look out. Whoa! Kurt Angle got up there so quick, and then nails him with the
Here it is.
1, 2, it's over. No! Samoa Joe fights out of it. Wow!
Both Angle and Samoa Joe trying to fight through what has been an incredible amount of pain that each man has felt in this so special rematch. It's Angle first up to his feet. Joe back up to the base. Here it comes, Olympic slam. No!
Oh, look at this!
Armbar instead. Arm drag off the Olympic slam. Oh, Samoa Joe's so prepared for all of Angle's moves.
But he can barely hold his weight on that foot after Angle has been torquing it on it all night, and then you see referee Rudy Charles gets hit right there in the face. Hit right there in the eye.
Unfortunate collision here. Angle and Joe collide, and then Angle knocks referee Rudy Charles down. Rudy Charles has been hit in the eye, and Samoa Joe applies the Katina clutch.
But there's no referee right here, as you can see, Samoa Joe, and he's tapping out. He's tapping out, but the referee doesn't know. And oh man, Kurt Angle is tapped out. Can you believe this?
And Samoa Joe, I think, is under the impression here that he's won the match.
He knows he's won the match, but he's not officially won the match because the referee, and now look at Joe.
I think Joe realizes it now, that he doesn't hear a bell, so he knows that even though Angle tapped out, the referee didn't see it.
Oh, low blow right there by Kurt Angle. Oh, he shot him right from behind. What was that?
Never expected to see that from Kurt Angle.
Not after the great match that these guys have had. You don't need to do a cheap shot like that.
Shortcut by Angle. The low blow. And wait a minute. Angle headed over here to the broadcast position. What's going on?
I have no idea.
Goes past us. He's got a steel chair that he took from the timekeeper from the bell ringer.
I think he's mad that he tapped out. He knows that he hasn't officially lost, but he knows he tapped out.
I think you're right.
And he's angry, and he's mad, and he's going to take it out on Samoa Joe. Oh, but he missed it.
Oh, and the chair foot came back. It sprung back right into Angle's face. Joe's got him hooked around the trunks.
He's trying to grab those straps, and
there
now he pulls him in.
Got him in again.
He's got him in.
Rear naked choke. Is he going to tap a second time?
He's holding on for dear life. And you can see referee Rudy Charles. Is Kurt Angle going to tap out? No, he grabs the ankle again. Oh, and he pulls it back. Joe trying to get it into place. Look at him. And he taps out. Joe's won.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, the Samoan Submission Machine, Samoa Joe.
You and I have done this for nearly 5 years, big boy. You ever seen anything like that?
So different than any other match you'll watch. So different than any other match you'll call. Two warriors just putting it all on the line. Who's the better man? And it looked like it was Angle. It looked like it was Joe. And it went back and forth. And then Samoa Joe able to finally get him to tap out. With the referee seeing it, and he's now won the rematch.
Think about it. Head-to-head competition, Don. Kurt Angle won. Samoa Joe won. And it looks to me The signs that I see around ringside here, the fans holding up the rematch signs.
Well, we heard Angle, though. He said it was the one and only. This was the one and only, but Kurt Angle can't believe it. And you saw a different side of Kurt after he tapped that first time. When he hits the low blow, then he went for the chair to try to injure Joe, to try to end Joe, really put a damper on his career, and now Kurt Angle has to face that there are people just as good as he is.
Frustration so evident as Kurt Angle pounds the canvas in the middle of the ring. We are going to go back and we are going to relive so many of the special moments of this incredible rematch.
You could see there the beginning that when these guys entered into the ring and the big time feel, and what a shot it was at the beginning when Samoa Joe took Angle out of the ring.
Physicality unlike anything that we've ever seen. The vicious shots by Joe answered by the array of suplexes from the Olympic gold medalist. But Samoa Joe had suplexes in his repertoire as well.
I mean, you just saw the back and forth. It was unreal. Kurt Angle would have the momentum. Samoa Joe, and look at this when he did this series of the German suplexes, one right after another, and you can see Samoa Joe just knowing he's going to get hit another time, but he couldn't fight it off, and then the ankle lock.
The series of submissions between the two, the repeated attempts at the ankle lock by Angle. We thought that Angle would beat Samoa Joe. He had him positioned so many times perfectly. But Samoa Joe, who tapped out to the ankle lock last month at Genesis, was prepared. He was ready. He had a strategy. He had a game plan. He employed it to perfection. And in spite of those repeated submission attempts, Samoa Joe fought through the pain.
I couldn't believe the determination of Samoa Joe, how he was able to get out of one submission hold after another. He would realize where he was, like there in the ring. He'd find the ropes. He would find an elbow, whatever it took to break the hold. And then when he got it in, and there was the tap out.
Number one.
There was the tap out, but the referee got hit in the eye. And now Joe realizes that may have been his only opportunity. And then the low blow.
That's the one that shocked us. The low road, the low blow, the steel chair shot that backfired.
Yes.
Came back into the face of Kurt Angle.
And you see Joe grabbing those straps, Mike, and pulling for everything that he's got.
And then, there you see it again, the chair shot. But it wasn't the chair shot that beat Kurt Angle. It was this. It was the rear naked choke. It was the Kakina clutch. There's the tap. You can't deny it. Look in the record books. Samoa Joe won. Kurt Angle won. They're still rocking the impact zone. The people are demanding a rematch in spite of what Kurt Angle said.
They're yelling one more time as you watch Kurt Angle right there walk through the tunnel and what's going through that mind. And there you see Joe at the top of the tunnel on his.
When people ask you, what differentiates TNA from every other organization? Tell them Turning Point.